Welcome back, everybody. Today we are talking running backs, but not just any ordinary running backs. We are talking about 5 running backs that have the highest ceiling. I've handpicked 5 running backs that have the most explosiveness, the guys that are get the most volume, the guys that could potentially be those major league winners, again, have those breakout runs, and just have the most volume carries, distribution, no committee. I've handpicked basically must-have running backs, but I want to talk more about the upside. The guys that, again, could put the most fantasy points up in a glamorous, amazing way, right? In an explosive manner. So I've handpicked 5 running backs that are upside running backs. Excited to dive into this show. Now, if you guys saw I was on the beach yesterday. I ended up doing a video for manscaped.com highlighting some of their amazing products, right? So I implore you guys, I don't go on the beach, make a day out of it, and just go out there and shoot a video for something I don't believe in, right? I even had Tim the Bald Guy film this thing. So I implore you guys, go try their product, guys. Shower Line 20 is the code you want to use. Try the deodorant, try the body wash, try the shampoo, try the trimmer, guys. Stay groomed, stay fresh with skin-safe technology. Amazing products, guys. Clean branding. They are the only product I want to team up with in regards to male grooming products. So manscaped.com, use code SHOWERLION20. Go treat yourself to their site. Now, they've already got amazing discounts on the site, but what you could do is when you go to checkout, you take an additional 20% off. So you're getting amazing deals on probably one of the best products that I've ever used in regards to grooming, cleaning, staying fresh. Everything you guys need, manscaped.com. Go check it out right now. Use code SHOWERLION20. And secondly, guys, head on over to thefantasyfootballcounts.com. Get the 16-round draft solution. Everything you need to dominate your leagues, guys. Sleepers, breakouts, everything to dominate your league. Get 16 rounds. It is the game changer. Use code TUBE20 upon checkout. You will be light years. I'm telling you guys, light years ahead of the competition. Get 16-round draft solution. All right, guys, let's dive into this show here. 5 upside running backs. Now, again, I might sound like a bit of a broken record with some of these guys, but there's a lot of new people. Some people say, well, Joe, sometimes you mention a player multiple times in a video. Well, guys, there's only a handful of players that I absolutely like, okay? I'm not going to go there and change my opinion and say, hey, well, because I didn't mention this guy, I'm just going to talk about this guy. No, these are players that I stand by, players I believe in, players that have upside, players that I believe in, that I've included in the 16-round draft session. These are some of the players that I've included, right? So I talk about players that I absolutely believe in. And, at the end of the day, I'm not going to change my opinion or just give you guys, stuff that you want to just click on. Again, a lot of the mainstream consensus, other podcasts are just doing stuff just to, entice you, click on it, and it's not all about that. It's actually about winning. So again, I'm giving you guys some repetitive stuff. If you guys are regulars, if you guys are new, this is brand new to you. Welcome. Time to start dominating. All right. So first upside running back. I'm going to talk about omitting Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's off this list, although he definitely needs to deserve to be on this list. I'm just not going to put him on this list. And the main reason why, and I've talked about this in many episodes, I'm going to talk about it again, is a decline is coming. Okay, Matt Ryan throws the ball a lot. He has in his history. They've got Pittman. They've got Alec Pierce. They've got Mo Alley Cox. They've got some receiving targets. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor is going to catch the ball in the backfield. Last year, 51 targets, 40 receptions. That could see an uptick. But the 332 attempts for 1,811 yards and 18 touchdowns, very highly unlikely to happen again. Is he still going to be explosive? Yes. Is he still going to be a playmaker if healthy? Yes. Is he still going to get the volume if healthy? Yes. But for me, I think the upside is gone. I don't think there's a ceiling per se anymore for this guy. So again, my focus is upside. How much more ceiling is left? And I think Taylor's already hit his ceiling. So that's something to be aware of. All right. So first running back here is Derrick Henry. That is the first upside running back. And again, it goes without saying, I'm going to keep hammering this point home. I'm going to hammer it home. I'm going to hammer it home. This guy played 8 games last year. So we're saying, Joe, he's not durable. He had one bad year. He got hurt. Foot problem. It's fixed. I understand, guys. Injuries happen. It happened to Derrick Henry. He had his down year. But this guy was on pace for over 400 attempts, probably just well over 2,000 yards, probably around 20 plus touchdowns. Okay, we were on record-breaking pace. This guy was going to smash every running back record to date, okay? So when you look at Derrick Henry coming back, if you look at, one thing I do watch is people's social medias, right? So I'm watching, right? I'm seeing some people modeling. I'm seeing people doing photo shoots on beaches. I'm a victim of that. I did that myself with Manscaped yesterday. But when I look at a player, these guys, this is a full-time job for them. When I'm doing a modeling shoot or some sort of promotional video, that's how I make a living. These guys already make millions of dollars doing what they love in football. They don't need to model. But anyway, Derrick Henry does some modeling stuff. I saw him do a commercial. I can't remember what it was for, a grocery store where he's smashing through aisles. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. This guy's out there focused. He's honed in. He's training. Work ethic is second to none. Obviously, the Titans rely on him. He's in a similar scheme where he was before with the same quarterback. There's a lot of similarities in that offense. It's not like he's a brand new rookie coming in. We don't know what we're going to get. We know what we're going to get with Derrick Henry. We're going to get a lot of volume. Now, they got Hassan Haskins there, who's a big guy too, who could kind of relieve Derrick Henry a little bit here and there, but Derrick Henry doesn't want to stay off the field. He wants to stay on the field. So to put it in perspective for you guys, this guy was 10th in attempts last year. 10th in rushing attempts last year, guys. He played 8 games. Okay. Rushing yards. He was 9th in rushing yards. 937 rushing yards. Okay. 8 games. Okay. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry on his runs. He was 6th, tied with Zeke Elliott in rushing touchdowns. Again, Ezekiel Elliott played 17 games. Derrick Henry played 8. So when we're talking upside, when we're talking huge ceiling, when we're talking record-breaking season, it's Derrick Henry. Now, I got to emphasize this fact when we're talking fantasy football draft strategy. He's not the first running back off the board. I see Dalvin Cook coming off this guy. I see Cooper Kupp coming off this guy. I don't listen to other podcasts, but somebody brought to my attention a clip or a reel of another Ken Sheeps' podcast, and someone was saying they draft Jefferson and Kupp over Derrick Henry. And I'm just thinking, man, these guys are giving advice, and that's terrible. And they got a relatively huge podcast. Like, how could these guys give this advice? How can you say to people, draft Cooper Kupp, who's coming off a pinnacle season, who's definitely going to decline, who's a wide receiver when he should be going robust RB early, over the King Derrick Henry, who's got the biggest ceiling amongst running backs? Absolutely ludicrous advice is there, and being given and distributed to people, ludicrous, guys. Absolutely terrible. Make sure you guys are going robust RB, and Derrick Henry should be part of your portfolio within the first 3 or 4 rounds. Now, what is a robust RB strategy? I answered that question, guys. I did it in a reel. I did it in a short yesterday. Actually, I think I just did it in my story mode, but I did it on a short here on YouTube. The proper definition for robust RB, guys, is getting 3 running backs within the first 4 rounds, but not just any running backs. 16-rounder running backs that I recommend that have minimal committees and have massive volume. And again, these 5 upside running backs fall into that category. So make sure you guys load up on running backs early. Make sure they're workhorse, upside, volume getting guys that are relatively guys non-injury prone. All right. So Derrick Henry, massive upside. I think he's going to break records this year. That's my prediction. If healthy, which I think he should be, bounce back year. Derrick Henry breaking records, biggest upside running back. All right. Second upside running back. Let's talk about him. And I kind of get giddy about this running back. I get excited. I get that uncertainty, Christmas morning type feeling out of this running back. And the guy I'm talking about here is Breece Hall. Okay. Now, a lot of people have a lot of question marks. They ask me, Joe, round 3, round 4, who do I get? Do I get Zeke Elliott? Do I get Breece Hall? Okay, do I get Zeke Elliott? Do I get David Montgomery? Do I get Breece Hall? Do I get David Montgomery? I'm going to answer that in a second here. But I will tell you this with Breece Hall. Over the past 3 seasons at Iowa State, guys, looking you in the eye here. Look at these numbers here. 3,941 yards rushing. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 10, not 20, not 30, not 40, but 50 rushing touchdowns. 3 seasons, guys. He also added 734 receiving yards on 82 receptions for 6 receiving scores. A first-team All-American in 2020 and 2021. Hall had 20 or more rushing touchdowns in each of those campaigns in the All-American campaigns, 2020 and 2021, and ran for 1,400-plus yards in each season. Guys, we are talking about a guy that is explosive, great vision, Great top end speed, breakaway speed. I mean, power, strength, nose for the end zone. I watched a lot of tape on this guy. We are talking a guy that the Jets moved up to get. This guy's going to get the volume. They stated he's got a big catch radius. They like to catch the ball. And the Jets need to do everything they can to win. They've invested high draft capital in Zach Wilson, who needs to prove himself. They've got, a better receiving core over the past couple of years, improved O-line. They've done everything they can to improve this offense. And the big part of that is Breece Hall. Is he going to eat? Yes. Okay. Now, last year, not so much volume with Michael Carter, around 151 targets or 151 rushing attempts, or 147, give or take. I'm just going to pull this up here to be exact. I want to be exact today. It's an exact day. 147. Okay. So you're thinking, well, if Michael Carter got 147, how is Breece going to get 250 attempts? Guys, that's very, very simple. He becomes the guy. And I think he does become the guy. Like I said, the Jets high draft capital in him. So now if you look at the running backs last year, Michael Carter, 147 attempts. Ty Johnson had 61 attempts. He's not getting the ball this year. I'm sorry to tell you, if you got Breece Hall, he's not getting the ball. Tevin Coleman had 84 attempts. Austin Walter, whoever that guy is, got 24. Well, Michael P. Ryan got himself an 8. So those guys, they're not touching the ball. It's going to be Michael Carter, Breece Hall, but it's going to be a majority Breece Hall. So you've got 100, 150 freed up attempts. They're going to take away from Carter. He had 147. Imagine him getting 50, 60 attempts. Breece Hall should see a floor of 250 rushing attempts this year, all right? The talent is there. The ceiling is there. The upside is there. And currently, Breece Hall is sitting 20th amongst running backs. Now, we're going to have this conversation. I did a deception video last video. You guys should check it out. Fantasy Football Deception and Lies. And this is going to be the biggest deception, one of the biggest deceptions this year. This is going to be comical when you look back and see guys like James Conner, guys like Aaron Jones, guys like DeAndre Swift, guys like Dalvin Cook ranked ahead of Breece Hall, which they currently are. All right, I take Breece Hall ahead of all those guys. I got him top 10. I got him ahead of DeAndre Swift. I got him ahead of Aaron Jones, got him ahead of Leonard Fournette, got him ahead of Nick Chubb, got him ahead of Alvin Kamara, got him ahead of James Conner, got him ahead of David Montgomery. Breece Hall should have himself a good year, all right? And the upside is there, guys. We are talking upside. We're talking high volume, explosive plays, big games, a lot of rushing touchdowns and goal line work. Breece Hall has that ceiling, all right? So we're talking upside running backs, guys. Breece Hall is it. So to answer back that question, we're talking about, do you go Zeke Elliott or Breece Hall? That depends. I'm not going to give you a clear-cut answer of Breece Hall, although to me it seems like it's blaring up. Breece Hall seems like the obvious pick. It depends on your situation. Now, you're still going to get a safe floor with Zeke Elliott. He's not an upside running back. He's the guy that's going to get you around 230, 240 rushing attempts, 10 rushing touchdowns, and around 1,100 yards. Safe floor, top 10 potential. He finished number 7 last year amongst running backs. Zeke Elliott will perform. That all depends on what you did in round 1 and 2. If you went Henry, Saquon, you might want to feel safer a little bit with getting yourself, a Zeke Elliott round 3. If you want a little more upside, a little more spice in your life, and you want to take that a little bit, I don't even want to say it's a risk. He's going to get the volume, guys. He's going to eat. Now, the team's a little bit of a risk. Yes, the Jets. But if you want a little more spice, a little more upside, Breece Hall is the guy. Definitely go Breece Hall round 3. And that's where he's coming off, round 3, round 4. This is going to be one of those guys where you're like, man, I'm glad I got him in round 3. He's that guy. Now, am I as excited about him as I was Najee last year? Not as much because, again, the volumes and the team is a little more suspect and questionable compared to the Steelers were last year. But, I mean, there could be even more of a ceiling for Breece Hall. More explosive play out of him, right? You're going to get more explosive plays, rougher, tougher, stronger type of feel. I'm getting more of a robust feel out of him. Whereas Najee had a little more finesse, a little more receptions. What do you have? 3.9 yards per carry. Bad O-line last year. He did what he could. He got a lot of volume. Slight lower volume. I'm picturing a lower volume, but more explosiveness and maybe even more rushing touchdowns. Like I said, a little more spice out of Breece Hall, but I don't have that warm and fuzzy I felt with Najee last year. But still, as an RB3 with massive upside, Breece Hall, you can get him for value all over it, guys. All right. The next upside running back here, let's dive into it. And again, I have some question marks here with this guy, is Javonte Williams. Now, Javonte Williams, sky's the limit with this guy. Currently sitting 12th amongst running backs. This guy, would have easily been on this list, probably number 1 or 2 on this list. And again, there's no particular order. All these guys are upside running backs, but I think Henry has the highest ceiling if given the volume. But Javonte Williams, if Melvin fumbles, if Melvin gets hurt, which we've seen before, these aren't things that are anomalies for Melvin Gordon, like very, very possible. So I think that's very viable that Melvin Gordon, screws up somewhere along the line. But again, he is a safe running back. He's the guy that just gets it done. Again, he's not good, but he's good enough. And that's the type of saying I say with Melvin Gordon. He's not good, but he's good enough to screw your fantasy teams, be a pest, and hoard away volume. Now, if you look at the distribution last year, 203 attempts apiece, 4 rushing touchdowns for Javonte, 8 for Melvin Gordon. Going into the season, we thought Javonte was the guy. He's slated as the RB1 on the depth chart. Going in, he's young, he's hungry. They want to get the best possible offense with using Russell Wilson. They want to utilize their receivers with Judy and Sutton. They want to have the best possible offense they can this year. And in order to do that, they need to play the best possible running back, which is Javonte Williams. Now, Melvin Gordon was re-signed, has that rapport with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, I think, campaigned to get him back. Really, really annoying that he's back. He's going to eat. He's going to get that volume. But Javonte Williams should see an uptick from last year. I'm picturing 220 attempts, 1,000 rushing yards, and 10 touchdowns on the ground as kind of a floor. Now, the touchdowns could vary if Melvin Gordon gets around that goal line. So I would even say maybe an 8-touchdown floor, rushing touchdown floor. I would say 8, let's say 1,000 rushing yards and around 220 attempts. That's kind of the floor. But when we're talking upside, we're talking ceiling. That fumble happens. They decide we're going to run Javonte. He's just the hotter hand. He's doing better, and then Melvin will take the back seat naturally. In that case, that's going to be an uptick and massive upside for Javonte. The upside is there. The only limit right now to Javonte is Melvin Gordon. You take out that factor, which is a huge factor, but if you take that factor, if that factor is hindered, you've got one of the most massive upside top 3, top 5 running backs easily in this league with Javonte Williams. So, upside running back, a little bit of hindrance, right? And where would I draft Javonte? I would draft him second round. His ADP has fallen. He's a top 12 running back in PPR. And I'm getting him as part of a robust RB strategy. So again, when you're drafting any running back, this is what I'm saying. Every running back has question marks. Well, you say, well, Joe, CMC, people are drafting him as the top 3 pick. He's got question marks. He's played 10 games the past 2 seasons, right? You draft Dalvin Cook. People are drafting Dalvin Cook again. The guy busted last year. Shame on you guys for drafting this guy. Misses time every season. Dalvin Cook, guys. All right? He's going to miss a window of 3-4 games guaranteed, right? So even if you get Dalvin Cook, you got to go robust RB because how do you trust him finishing the season? You need to load up, right? Every running back has question marks. So that's why robust RB is important, right? Now, the people that say zero RB, those guys that say, those sheeps that say, well, you got to go wide receiver early on, those guys are idiots, okay? Because I'll tell you something. And the reason is, running backs get hurt. Exactly. The running backs get hurt, so you need more running backs, especially those early running backs early. I see people drafting wide receivers early, and their RB1 is like Nick Chubb or even worse, like Antonio Gibson. They've waited. Or Travis Etienne or Cam Akers. Cam Akers could boom. He's got a ton of upside. Not on this list particularly. A ton of upside, but he is total boomer bust, right? So that's why you got to go robust RB, load up the most scarce position, workhorse running backs early, the first 4 rounds, have at least 3, and then get some sleepers later on. Okay, I explained all this in the 16 rounds. Now, got to take a quick pause here. If you have not got 16 rounds, pause the video, Google 16-round draft solution, get it, use code TUBE20, secure the solution, guys. I want everybody in this course. Dive in right now, plug in the brand, 16 rounds. And if you haven't paused the video and got your Manscaped stuff, Showerline 20, pause the video, go try the body wash. You're going to smell amazing. I think it's like $12 plus your discount. Go just grab a bottle, try it, DM me, let me know how it's working out for you. Manscaped.com, Showerline 20. Got to plug, guys, stuff that I believe in that'll help you. All right. So what have we talked about? I'm losing track here. We've talked about Derrick Henry. We've talked about, who else we talked? Breece Hall, Breece the Beast, love him. 3rd round. We've talked about Javonte Williams, high ceiling, massive upside. I'm going to give you guys 2 more, and let's dive into it. So the third guy here, the guy's Najee Harris. All right, here's how I feel about Najee Harris. I have some question marks, okay? Hands up, question here. How will he thrive without Big Ben? That's my only real question mark to Najee Harris. I think they've made some improvements on the O-line since his rookie year. they've got good receivers, what's his name? Chase Claypool. They've got Deontay Johnson. They drafted a rookie. Listen, I think the receiving core will be good. My question mark is quarterback. Now, I think Mitch Trubisky could be relatively efficient. He's not going to be ultra elite. How many check downs, how many times is he going to be throwing into Najee is kind of going to be a big question for me. How I project it is this. I still think from a volume perspective, you're going to want to draft Najee Harris. So I still think there's more points to be had. His 3.2 yards per carry last year, I think that definitely needs to go up. And I think it will go up, okay? So that's something that I look at when I'm drafting him as I'm kind of anticipating he's going to do a little bit better in the yards per carry at 3.9. His rushing touchdowns, he's going to do better there, all right? He's going to get his 7 rushing touchdowns. His rushing yards, I think he could do better than 1,200. So let's put a scenario here. He gets more rushing yards because, again, he's going to be getting the volume, right? 307 attempts last year. I see him finishing in around the same. That doesn't change. When I look at the yards, 1,200, I still see him finishing a little bit more than that, 1,250, 1,300 rushing yards, okay? Again, volume is king. His 3.9 yards per carry, that goes up. His rushing touchdowns go up, definitely. 7 rushing touchdowns for a guy that was on the field 95% of the time, 90% of the time. 7 rushing touchdowns, definitely going up. Now, his targets of 94, 74 receptions, 467 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. His three receiving touchdowns, that could definitely go up. His 94 targets, that's where that could go up or down. There's a little uncertainty there. If he stays healthy, this guy's a workhorse, and the ceiling is massive, all right? He's the only guy. There's nobody else there. They love him. He's the workhorse. He's demanding. I saw a quote actually saying that he wants 500 rushing attempts. He's hungry. This guy is dedicated, man, and he's got a massive ceiling. So when you look at a guy like Najee Harris, you got to think upside. You got to think boom potential. Fantasy football, boom, high ceiling guy. Except now you're paying more of a price. He comes with a premium this year. Last year, everybody had him outside the top 10 except for me, the counselor. And if you got 16 rounds, he was on all your teams. You guys won your leagues. Congratulations. You're going to pay a price for him. Is he worth the price? Absolutely. I think the volume's going to be there. You have my concerns, and that is the quarterback. But that doesn't take or knock Najee Harris at all. Pickett comes in, that could help. Kenny Pickett comes in, that could maybe boost him. Maybe hinder him. We don't know. We don't know if Kenny's coming in. We don't know if Mitch is starting. We don't know the facts until the season starts. But in regards to volume, we do know the fact that he will be on the field. We do know that there were some categories that could go up, and they will this year. Najee Harris, massive upside, all right? Next guy here. I sound like a broken record, but I don't care. The massive ceiling guy here. Joe, why are you on him so much? Is Saquon Barkley. Let's just talk about this. Let's get it out of our system. We're talking explosiveness. We're talking 2 years removed off his injury, right? He's healthy. We're talking massive upside. We're talking a great talent. We're talking a guy in 2018 had a great year. 2018, Joe, that was so long ago. I know. But I just think he just had some really unfortunate circumstances. Finally now, the O-line is improved. It's a contract year. It's make or break, literally make or break for Saquon Barkley. He has to thrive this year. Saquon Barkley is a massive upside, high ceiling running back that will get it done. I don't see a guy with a higher ceiling, right? Volume opportunity, no committee, main guy, focal point of the offense, volume opportunity, improved O-line, contract year. I want to emphasize the word contract year here. Saquon Barkley is the man. You cannot deny the talent and opportunity of Saquon Barkley. Draft him, massive upside. There you have it, guys. 5 massive upside running backs. Derrick Henry. We're talking Breece Hall. Oh, my God, I'm excited about Breece Hall. Javonte Williams, Saquon Barkley, Najee Harris, guys. 5 running backs, massive upside, all right? Now, I get quick glance here. I'm just going to take a quick look here. Other guys don't wow me. Joe Mixon has some upside. Christian McCaffrey has some upside. Jonathan Taylor, obvious guys. But outside of those guys, that's it. I mean, there's some rookies that could make an impact. Kenneth Walker, if he gets a start, stuff like that. But overall, these are the biggest upside running backs. Now, if A.J. Dillon gets a start and Aaron Jones gets hurt week 1, massive upside. But based on the current situation, these guys have it. Now, Cam Akers, massive upside, but years to wow me, I'm not wowed. I have my question marks about guys like Cam Akers, okay? So those are my 5 massive upside guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Get 16 rounds, use code TUBE20. And guys, go get yourself a trimmer. Manscaped.com, Showerline20 is the code. Go treat yourself. I'm out, guys. Subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know who's the massive upside running back on your list in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Thumbs up, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Go enjoy your day. I'm out.